Hello and welcome to DDOCaSplat. We're a static group that plays DDO on Khyber. We like to challenge ourselves a bit, have some fun, talk about random things. I've been meaning to rework this introduction for heaven only knows how long. I still haven't done it. But hey, we're playing, so yeehaw. And there's news!
Yay.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things we could talk about that are DDO related even.
Funny.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Do we have to talk about DDO?
No, not at all. We can talk about other things like, and I'm pretty sure Arcat, you'd love the show, but I went on a binge watching spree this weekend, and watched the 2000s on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Nope.
Nope.
It's a documentary about the 2000s. We're heading to Ruins of Brez, by the way. And it kind of looks at the decade in terms of narratives of like one of the narratives they look at is like television, and there's one they look at it in terms of like music, and 3 of the episodes are like politics, like they follow George Bush and then Obama's kind of election and their terms while they were in there during the 2000s. Really interesting. Really well done, I thought.
Did you watch the entire decade? I assume each show is a different year.
No, they're not by year, they're by topic. So like 2 of them are on TV. Like the first 2 are on TV, the next 2 are on George Bush's administration and election. And then there was one that was on the financial crisis, there was one that was on technology. So they kind of like really
Nice.
like cell phones, Apple, kind of ancillarily like Amazon and some other big tech companies like that, but like technology as a whole. And then there's one on Obama, and then there was one on music, and how music, how and basically like it kind of looked at the arc of those kind of industries over the decade, kind of a thing. So it was a lot of fun. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. Let's see.
Cool.
But it was well worth it. If you're kind of interested in like if you like documentaries and stuff like that, it's really interesting. I know like Arcot and I have had discussions on kind of politics and both kind of find some of that stuff pretty interesting.
A lot about statistics in politics.
Well, I think that data-driven information is, interesting.
Oh, 538 is incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you see the one? They had one. I think it was yesterday or today, and it was basically it was talking about climate change and why the politics of climate change are kind of the way they are. Or they're basically talking about why like people who deny climate change get are
Marginalized?
compelling. No, are compelling. No, it's not marginalized. It's people
okay.
people that believe in climate change are the ones that are getting marginalized, or I should say marginalized. They have a harder time getting the message out. So like the conceit is basically that people are. It's easier for people to believe a clear, definitive. I don't know if definitive is the right word. But like the people that say like there's no climate change is not a thing, we don't need to worry about this, compared to people that they're saying that we think this is how climate change is impacting things, and what we think this is what it looks like, and we think this is what's causing it, because it's very scientific, but also in a way that's like not being concrete definitive. It's being like this is what we think is causing it. This is what we think the data is telling us, that kind of a thing. That people are slower to believe that kind of a narrative, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because it's hard. They don't. And why that is, and So like one of the things they looked at was they talked about a study that they asked the following question, but in written form. And the question was, how many animals did Moses take on the ark with him? And when they wrote that in a font that was harder to read, more people realized that the question should have said, how many animals did Noah take on the ark with him? It was really kind of interesting. But yeah, 538 is awesome. And 2000s is awesome, so you should definitely watch that. That's...
Yeah, unfortunately, it sounds like it's a Netflix-only thing.
Probably. Do people exist that don't have Netflix? Is that a thing still?
Yes.
There will be a lot more when Disney comes out with their channel.
There's that.
That's where I'm bailing.
We'll see. There's still a lot of stuff on Netflix.
You miss your Little Mermaid?
I do.
Miss your Little Mermaid there?
I do.
Well
actually, the crab. What was the crab's name?
Sebastian?
Sebastian. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was talking with some people at work, and it sounds like maybe it's a CNN program, so it might be available other places, and it sounds like they may have done earlier decades. But it was really well done, and it was like even like the politics stuff. It wasn't political or partisan. It was, this is why they did the things that they did, and this is why those things worked, and this is why those things didn't work. And particularly the stuff about the elections was really interesting, especially the election between Obama and McCain. Yeah, that was part of it. But see, like the thing about that for me is like I was kind of aware that it was happening, but it's, I was at a young enough age that it was kind of like, oh, that's neat. And I didn't vote in that election, so.
Were you not 18?
Nope.
Nice.
First election.
All right, well, you have a good excuse.
Yeah. First election I voted in was, or first presidential election I did was Kerry and Bush. And it talked about, like, how, like, the strategy that Bush used and stuff like that in that one. I thought it was funny how they kind of showed that Bush's, like, second campaign and Obama's campaign had some, they didn't, like, point it out, but I noticed that they talked about some fairly interesting similarities the two had. Because they both kind of galvanized a demographic that the other sides were not really paying attention to, or weren't utilizing.
Sure.
The one I'm talking about in the Obama administration, that was more the primary between Obama and Hillary. But it was really interesting. It was really fun, and I didn't remember. I have this narrative in my head that Sarah Palin was a bold choice as VP, but a really terrible choice as VP. And some of the data that they were showing showed that it actually worked for a short time. So that was really interesting. Wasn't the same narrative that I had in my head. I also binged watched The Dragon Prince.
And?
I enjoyed it.
I really liked it.
I think it goes to show, like, oh boy, a lot of stuff coming. It kind of goes to show you what I'm kind of used to in
Deer Reaper.
Oh, he'll die. Kind of shows what I'm used to in cartoons. And this is not like a critique, it was more of an observation. Oopsie. But it really kind of stuck out to me that like every single married relationship they have in there is I'm trying to see how to say this. They're all let's go with like a minority kind of marriage. like there's one that's biracial. There's one that like mom left dad. There was a lesbian couple as queens.
Yep.
It was kind of interesting. It stuck out to me in kind of an interesting way of like that's because of how I like the TV and cartoons I grew up watching. Like this, like none of this would be even thought of being appropriate or okay.
Oh no.
And now it like, and they're so. I appreciate how they don't like. It's just how the world is, right? Like it's not. They don't make a big deal out of it. It's just like normal. So, but it was good. It's really interesting. I'm curious to see where they take some of the characters. I'm not sure if I kind of like the elf girl that's with the main character.
The moon elf.
Yeah. I definitely had my head turned sideways a little bit in one of the later episodes. Spoilers! If you haven't watched it, don't listen. Where it was like there seemed to very clearly be this. Wait, is she falling in love with the other guy? Like, wasn't expecting that. They didn't really seem to be building that up at all. And then it was just like, no, I can't lose you. I'm like, wait, what? So.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting.
I like Claudia. I'm interested to see what they do with her. There's definitely an interesting juxtaposition in her character of her use of dark magic and her personality.
And that's actually what I like the most about that show, as far as from a fantasy perspective, is how they're doing the magic, and I think that's very interesting. Game designers can learn a lot from stuff like that.
I just like that they have good characters. One of the things that always drives me nuts is when either you don't have good characters, or even worse is like you have these really good characters that you develop with having really interesting kind of dynamics, and then they do something that's like outside of that character's, like something that character would never do because it doesn't make any sense for that character to do it, but they do it so that because the writers think it'll be interesting. Or Heroes did this a lot. It's one of the things that I kind of grew to hate about Heroes after the first season, anyway.
I was gonna say after the first season.
Like the whole Heroes villains thing with Heroes.
It's a well documented that Heroes was good for the first season, and that's it.
The fourth season was okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Fourth season was okay. But and I'll give him, I give him a pass on the second season because, writer strike. You get the guy? Like, I'll give him a pass on the writer strike. But the third season was just terrible. And most of that was because they were having characters do things that those characters would never do.
The last trailer for season 8 of Game of Thrones dropped today.
Did the world blow up? Or did the internet blow up?
No, but I'm really looking forward to it, even though it's going to be a while since I'll see it. But I'm still looking forward.
Have you guys seen the new Hellboy trailers? They released on one.
I've seen one. It looks cool.
The second one looks even better. I'm actually, Ron Perlman was good. Don't get me wrong, but I really like the way where they're going with the new one.
I usually movies that I know I'm already gonna watch. Like, I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't really want to watch too many trailers. Like,
well, and that's why I stopped watching Captain Marvel trailers.
Yeah, I did too. Although I'll tell you, I think Marvel is probably one of the companies that's making the best trailers right now.
Sure.
Like, the two Endgame trailers are fantastic. Wait, are there two? Was it just one? I think there were two.
No,
right?
there was
two,
a
right?
teaser. There's a teaser, and then there was another teaser. There really
Yeah.
isn't a super trailer yet. Everybody thinks it might happen this weekend with Captain Marvel.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense. But like, I really appreciate those are really good teasers because they tell you absolutely nothing you don't already know. But they're they're really compelling.
And the other one that came out this week was Shazam, a second trailer for Shazam, which I think looks really good.
I'm on the fence. I mean, I'll probably see it.
But
like DC is worse at trailers though, right? Like I saw the one trailer and I probably won't touch another Shazam trailer. Cuz they'll like the Batman v Superman trailer, they told you the whole movie. The trailer was better than the movie almost.
Sure. Well, and
Carnage Reaper. Now we're getting fun.
Fear Reaper here too.
Yeah, I'm going to worry about the Carnage Reaper at the moment. But yeah, trailers are a dangerous thing these days. Both because they can give some pretty nasty spoilers, but also because they can just market the wrong movie.
Sure. Well, and remember, Shazam. What's Shazam's actual superhero name if you go by comic book history? It is Captain Marvel. And so
is it?
It's a little. Oh yeah.
I thought that was a different character.
I didn't know that.
I thought it was a different character.
No, Shazam was just the word he said to transform into Captain Marvel.
I knew that there was a Captain Marvel in DC, and that didn't go over really well, but I didn't realize it was that character.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because Shazam was just what he said. So
right.
if you could force Captain Marvel to say Shazam, he'd change back into Billy Batson.
Well,
and they did that in a couple of comic books as well.
That just seems like a really stupid character trait. Get outsmarted enough to. Yeah.
Well, it's the exact same mechanic of
Mixospitalic.
Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had to make him say his name backward in
I
order
thought
to
he had
send him
to
back
read
to
it.
the 8th dimension. Now, yes.
And I had to say it.
Does it say it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The ghost calls out. Please.
I don't know. Most of my experience with that character was, I mean, he was in Supergirl a little bit, but there was the animated Superman series, an episode where he was coming in and Superman was like Mixospitalic would pop in like, "Hi, I'm here," and in about 10 seconds, Superman would teleport him away because he'd trick him, like he knew it was coming.
One of the best comic books. It's a standalone comic book regarding Superman and Captain Marvel and Batman. Is a series called Kingdom Come. If you ever get a chance, read that, because that really, it's like, well, spoilers.
Remnant chest.
It is an alternate reality DC universe where the Joker killed Lois Lane. And as a result, Superman broke him in half and killed him. And then the whole world changes because Superman's not around anymore. And that,
why is Superman not around if he?
Because he becomes an isolationist.
Oh, okay.
And then other heroes kind of step up and or other superpowered beings kind of step up and try to be heroes.
Stay to the left here.
But they fail and cause more problems than they solve.
I mean, isn't that kind of true of the superheroes like Superman and Batman, anyways?
A little bit. I mean,
mostly create more problems than they solve.
So DC came out with the Dark Knight.
There's a fan up here too.
And then they came out with Kingdom Come, and these kind of like alternate future type of comic books. There was also one called The Nail, which was very popular. That's actually not a bad one either. That one is, what would have happened if Jonathan Kent's car hit a nail on the way back from wherever they were going when they found Superman's capsule? So they didn't find it. An Amish family found it, and then Superman grew up to be an Amish. So it was another case of a world without a Superman, or at least for a while.
Or
What, did
Superman.
Amish Superman not believe in his powers? I mean,
No, but he didn't grow up with the same life that Clark Kent did.
His religion doesn't allow him to use superpowers.
Actually, they did bring that up. So, but it was some of those were very interesting, well written, well drawn comics. I mean, I'd put it right up there with Watchmen and some of the other classics out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more classic graphic novels from DC than there is from, say, Marvel. There's more classic series and stuff like that from Marvel than, DC has its moments, but it's hard to top Crisis on Infinite Earth and some of the other classics.
well, Watchmen is the ultimate. I mean, Watchmen is incredible.
Well, the end of the Watchmen comic was terrible. All the way up, but I like the movie ending actually better than the comic book ending.
Never watched that movie.
Oh, that's a great movie. You need to watch that one. Put that one on your list. And it's on Prime if you got Prime.
Isn't Prime coming out with a Watchmen series?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the Lord of the Rings series. Actually, Lord of the Rings prequel.
I was gonna say it's not actually the Lord of the Rings stories though.
It's
or
set,
even the Hobbit, right? It's something else.
It's the Second Age of Man. So the Lord of the Rings is set in the Third Age of Man. This would be the Second Age of Man.
Well,
So what?
Second Age.
Silmarillion kind of stuff.
I was never a big historian on the Silmarillion.
I wasn't either. I read
yes,
the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, there's the Second Age is covered in the Silmarillion, but not as extensively as the First Age.
Hello. There's also one coming out for.
Actually, that's not true. There's a shit ton of Second Age stuff in the Silmarillion. So
Isn't some of the newer books? Isn't some of the newer books Second Age stuff, or is that all afterwards?
There's
well,
newer
so
books?
for example, hang on. So there are a couple there's Baron and Luthien is one of the names of the so-called new books, but that was actually a story found in the Silmarillion. This is just not only does it retell it, but it also has all the notes on the story and actually several versions of it. Same way with the fall of Gondolin. That story was also in the Silmarillion, but this new book it basically retells the story, and it's got more information about it. So yeah, technically there's new books, but most of the stuff that they talk about is stuff that's already been told in the Silmarillion. Also, likewise, same with the Sons of Hurin, I guess. That's also another story in the Silmarillion.
I'm being stingy with remnants here.
But one thing though is the Silmarillion and those stories are really hard reads.
Yes, because of all the different names.
I've heard that the newer books are easier reads, and from that perspective, a lot of people enjoyed them more.
The Baron and Luthien story would be the best movie to make of the three, for sure.
Well, then there's another Amazon thing that's coming out, I think next month, starring David Tennant, and I forget who the second actor is. but it's about an angel and a devil that are trying to prevent the apocalypse of the world, and that looks really interesting.
Is that a movie or a series?
No, it's a series. It's going to be on Amazon, and the second season of The Tick coming soon.
The magic wards near
I'm kind of psyched for that.
been removed. The ensorcelled mists lift, allowing you to enter the area. You've found what must be
Yeah, I hope like Netflix and Marvel and DC Prime or whatever, and Amazon Prime. I hope that they keep coming out with good stuff, because I figure if people start unloading cable for that, then break cable.
Word on the street right now is Disney's trying to buy more stock in Hulu. Now, there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, they announced a bunch of animated series from Hulu, which includes Howard the Duck. Because Howard the Duck rocks, that's why.
Debatable.
And MODOK, who's going to be voiced by Patton Oswalt, which I think is an awesome choice. And then what's the other one? The other one is I forget what they call it, but it's Tigra and some other secondary. It's like the Gal Pal animated superhero hour.
A rank smell fills your nostrils as you enter the surprisingly spacious hut.
But yeah, the Patton Oswalt MODOK one is
in the northeast corner.
Caught my
eye. As the raven flies toward the exit, it says, "Take the gem from the chest and flee. This hut is more dangerous than it appears." A deep groan reverberates from the
I don't know. I figured that if we can get enough people stop buying cable, you know, maybe we'll have some other options. Oh, there we go. Oh. Let's see. What kind of damage am I not doing here? Let's try cold iron. Aha!
Yeah, she's a witch, so you got to do that cold iron fairy type stuff.
Light damage is working pretty well against her.
I mean, light damage works well against about everything. Ooh, Reaper. There she is. Yeah, I got a plenty long list, so stuff to watch. Long enough that some things that I have been watching I probably won't finish. I think I'm gonna drop Supergirl.
Yeah, that one's been bothering me a while too.
I dropped Supergirl about maybe 3 or 4 episodes into the first season.
I don't blame you.
Wow.
It got better.
I don't have a lot of tolerance for television shows. They really need to be good right away for me.
You should give them a chance, and it mostly got better as it kind of discovered itself a little bit, but I don't know. Just hasn't really landed for me still.
I'll have my revenge on you and those accursed
Ooh, Reaper point.
birds.
That's exciting.
You wait, shouts Baba Lysaga as she fades from view. The hut is
Oh,
Congrats,
nothing
I'll
fun.
probably get a Reaper point on the next one.
I won't.
Does anybody want the Fear Gaze?
Which one is that? Yes, actually, I could use that. I have these grand plans of redoing my favorite soul. I'm sure I'll never get around to it, but you know.
Okay, now we can talk about DDO. Let's talk about the producer's letter.
Oh, you mean like...
Wow, I'm surprised he held off that long.
Well, let me preface that by saying what I said to Patrick. when we came on tonight was Severlin owes me $4.
And why is that?
Because I went out and bought the virtual tabletop maps for Keep of the Borderlands to run for everybody, and that's not going to happen anymore since people already have the plane in DDO.
Oh, I think you can still.
I probably can, but it's like the same thing was with White Plume Mountain. It was like,
I mean, that's not going to come out for a while. You can still.
Yeah, my plan was to run B1, B2, and B3 in consecutive order. So people don't touch B1 because it really kind of needs to be rewritten. And
to be or not to be?
Yeah, and B3 is some people don't like to touch B3 because it's it's known as the TSR module that was banned.
Say what?
Oh.
It was banned?
The original Palace of the Silver Princess? Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
Do tell.
Well, there was some pretty...
Yeah, so where would you buy it?
They released so many copies of it and they pulled it off the shelves and then they redid it with a different cover. So when you hear somebody talk about the orange cover, that's the banned module. Because it had some racy pictures in it, some racy artwork, and some not safe for work wording in it, and
God, really?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it off air. It's not something I want to put on the stream, but yeah.
Yeah,
now,
we had.
So what you're saying is Bonnie's parents would definitely not have let her have that.
Sure. Well, a very wise friend of mine, Mr. Jim Ward, said if your mom can't read it, then you shouldn't run it. And
yeah, we had a friend who had pretty religious parents, and his father took all his D&D books and went through them and colored in the naughty bits of the pictures.
That's
like,
that's
on
what
the
Bonnie's
mermaids,
I think mom did. That's why I brought Bonnie up. She's mentioned that a few times.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Went through with a Sharpie. And that was the joke.
That's funny. Now, I never had that problem, although where we lived, there were creepy old men in trench coats that would protest D&D, literally with picket signs outside of the department store where the books were sold. And, Oh, are we going in? Are you in already?
Nope. Just kidding. I had a full inventory, so I was trying to.
Oh.
This guy carries a fairly full inventory. I only have 24 open slots right now. He was kind of full, so I was kind of looking to see what was up with some of that. Oh, that's probably part. I got some stuff in here that shouldn't be in my inventory.
And people joke, but there really was a time when D&D was very, very unpopular with your average American. I mean, I'm so glad that that's changed over the years, but it's there was some tough history there in the early days.
Sometimes people get overzealous in their beliefs, particularly when they're religious.
I mean, when I was with the RPGA, we had people that were pastors, Lutheran ministers and stuff like that would run games on the weekends for underprivileged kids to help teach them how to read.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we had tons of stuff like that, and unfortunately, people wanted to always focus on other things, like the Tom Hanks movie,
Angels and Demons.
Yeah.
It's like a trilogy, right? I saw the first one. Is that the one?
No. Shoot, Mazes and Monsters. That's it.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
1982. Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
The key is over
One other
here.
guy.
Over where?
Over by the door.
The shrine's over here.
Ooh, important.
Yes. Beefy shrine. Give me all the defense. Points too.
I'm lost. Where are we going? Oh, there's Patrick. I'll follow him.
Do you know? Come here. Get the shrine. Come back here and get the shrine.
Get the shrine, yeah.
You want the shrine. The shrine is awesome. You can actually, I think, keep it as long as you stay within Revan life.
Oh, that's shrine. Gotcha.
Yeah. Hey, look at your hit points.
Oh, wow.
Here, let me help you with that. I'll give you some repair. See, I can repair you. Oh, so back to DDO since we got off of that pretty quick.
Sure.
Got the. I'm sporting one of the cloaks. I just think I do this. There we go. The House Cannith cloak.
I like the drawing of the Gorgon, but I'm not so sure I like the overall light blue, robin's egg blue color.
Yeah, that's fair. I kind of have mixed feelings about the cloaks. I appreciate them.
I think they're a good gift.
They're a good gift. I don't think they are. I'm still kind of overall unimpressed with most of the cloaks in the game. Like, they just don't feel like they're a part of the world.
I'm kind of in that boat, too.
Like, the Reaper cloaks that I usually wear in this character, like, that looks really spiffy. Like, I like those ones. Although I'm not a big fan of the green color. I like the red and the blue a lot better. But, I mean, these cloaks look kind of cool, but I'm still not sure that they really fit. Jeez, that key's big.
You pick up the tarnished key.
So I'm not sure I'm sold on the cloaks, but you know, I figured I'd the next couple of weeks, like, you know, I'll put a new one on each week, kind of a thing. Let's see what they all look like, kind of a thing.
What was the card, by the way?
Which card?
Broken one. It's the broken one.
Where the sun sword is?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in the where all the monkey dies are. Yeah.
Mongrel men?
Yeah, those guys. These card things I can actually usually understand. Like, there's only so much in this quest anyways. Some of the other ones, though, like, the other places where she draws cards, like, half the ones for Amber Temple, like, I know where some of them are, but I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how it connects with what she says.
I really think that was a cool mechanic to put in the game.
Yes. Although it's not a new mechanic.
No, but that's what you did in the Curse of Strahd tabletop.
Sure.
You before you even started the adventure, you drew 5 cards. 4 of them were where the relics were. The 5th one was where Strahd was in the castle.
Yeah, no, it's a fun mechanic to, you know, it adds a little flavor to things. It's definitely not like a new thing in terms of having quests have slightly different variations, right? Like, Shadow Crypt has been that way since it came out. Like, it's got 3 variations to it.
Right.
But let's see. One of the things we didn't really talk about any of the Sharn news yet. We talked about the Inquisitive, but I think that was off the air before we started.
Yeah, but it's the producer's letter though is
the newest news.
The new class, whatever that happens to be, and the
we were chatting about that.
The racial.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do for a new class. Nothing really came jumping to mind, but.
Well, okay, so in context of the Isle of Dread, the racial variant would have to be the Talenta halfling. So, if they do...
But Isle of Dread's not going to be this year, though.
Well...
So...
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Another of my favorite modules that Severlin owes me $4 for.
But no, you're probably right. But so the other option and the other thing that makes even more sense, I think, is the Kalashtar, as far as I know, is a human variant, human racial variant. So if it's Kalashtar, then we can probably get a good idea of what the class might be. It'd probably be some sort of psionic class.
You think? I don't.
I think that might be tough to do.
I just don't see him doing psionics. Like.
But yeah. I watched a DDOcast you did, Patrick, about over 2 years ago, number 460, in fact.
Oh man, he's got the number.
It was a dev.
He throws the number at you. That's awesome.
It was a dev talk where it was I think it was Torque, Steelstar, and Severlin. And Severlin's main bug or concern was that psionics would be almost indistinguishable from the magic system.
That's kind of the problem.
Magic system has spell points, and psionics has always had psi points or whatever they call it. So it would be almost an identical system.
Right. I mean, you can still do it or something, but I don't know. Ooh, let's do adamantine weapons.
I was kind of thinking old school, like the assassin.
No, I mean, you've got a rogue assassin. You've got a rogue assassin. What do you need an assassin for?
I know, but you have rogue assassin. That's what I was thinking. So then it's like, what's left?
Well, what's that? Is there something got to keep with Borderlands that would?
No. In fact, B1 and B2, really, there wasn't much beyond the standard 4 classes: Wizard, Rogue, or not Wizard even. Magic User, Thief, Fighter, and Cleric. Those are like the 4 original classes. And then B1, well, that was B1 didn't do anything much beyond that. B2 is where you started to get stuff like, oh, okay, so maybe we got Paladins, Rangers. That's where some of those guys started to come and be more prevalent. But the first edition class that really only makes an appearance again in 3.5 prestige classes is the assassin.
Well, let's see. Oh, update 44
but I can see that we already
introduce. So 42 is Masterminds of Sharn, right? Is that or is 43?
Correct.
I believe so. Yes.
Sharn is 42.
Okay, Sharn's 42. So 43's Adventure Pack will be also in the city of Sharn. Cool. And then 44 is going to introduce a new class as well. I almost wonder if that was supposed to be. This is 43 will be in Sharn. 44 will introduce a new class, and then 45. So it sounds like those will be what we'll get for the rest of the year, kind of a thing.
Strange creatures burst from behind the door,
and
shrieking madly.
45 or 44 will have the new next class. So they did not say when new racial variant will hit. Sounds like that might be more of a stretch goal. Like, because they said epic. Some things they're hoping to work on is epic destinies, along with additional work tonight of the Chalice and the debut of a new racial variant.
Well,
which
see,
we only have
the only different things.
Well, it'd be like the Wood Elf, which is
or
I think,
or even a human variant.
It could be.
Yeah, like the Kalashtar.
or Mr. Arcott's halfling, taller halflings. I believe they're taller halflings, if I remember correctly.
I'm guessing a variant of dwarf.
Oh yeah.
Somebody mentioned Durgar, but
Durgar's a different race. It's not a variant.
Duger.
I agree. That's like I said. Somebody said Durgar, and I disagreed with it, although I didn't actually say so in the forums. But yeah, no, it's a too much of a difference.
I mean, I can see from a standpoint of they're still quote dwarves or whatever, but like in terms of DDO, it's going to be that has to be a different race, right? Because Drow is a different race.
Yep.
you can't have them be like you have Drow as a separate race and have whatever Beaker wants to call it as a
hang on
variant.
Now deep gnomes, however, are basically Sverfneblin, which are mostly different. That's true.
But what he's saying is you're talking about races that in original D&D were evil. Drow, Snivelrin, Dugars, what's the other? There's more.
I don't know. Does everybody else?
I don't know. Those are probably the big ones. Oh, here comes some more friends.
2 Reapers, Famine and Fear.
Woohoo! I tell you, I've been getting so many more. Like I'll run like Reaper 1 Shroud and like we run Reaper Killing Time and all these Reaper raids, and we'll get like 2 Reapers the whole quest. Like normal questing, just even on R1, I get so many freaking Reapers.
We've gotten a boatload of Reapers tonight.
I did so you mentioned that I was working on my monk earlier. Like I ran info is key on R1, and I got to the end fight, and there were 2 Reapers there. I'm sitting here at like level 3 or 4, like 2 Reapers at once. It's just like, oh my god. It did not end well. I lived. I completed, but only just.
Nice.
It's kind of an amusing. Let's see. Is it one of the ones that's already opened?
It's in this
one.
Nope,
it's in this one.
Figures.
But then Isle of the Dread, dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's one step closer to your Tarrasque, Patrick.
Knowing my luck, the day we get a Tarrasque is the day before they announce that DDO is closing down.
Closing the game.
The Tarrasque actually destroys the game.
It'd be somewhat appropriate, like destroys the world. Just like put it out there, like every day we have to, like some group has to destroy the Tarrasque. If we don't, that's the day the server is shut down. Kind of amusing.
You found the sun sword.
They sure do make the sun sword easy to find, though.
The legends say it blazed with a blank.
They really need to have like more interactables for the sun sword, or like the sun sword.
The first time I did this quest, it was right when it was inside the front door there. It's like you walk in, boom.
And it just says like Shepherd's Cane, like right there. Yeah. Break open. Come on.
No. Oh, there we go.
Oh wait, you don't want to kill the abbot?
What? Oh, don't.
Yeah.
I thought we did that at the end usually. That's when I usually do it.
Okay.
I guess we could do it there. I never really thought about it.
Yeah, I always used to do the abbot first and then kill or then go attack Strahd.
I don't think I've ever done it that way.
There we go.
Is there anything else in the producer letter we should talk about? Knights of the Chalice getting some love. Paladins will be happy.
It was awful short.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty skimpy.
Yeah, I suspect there was probably more in it, but they just couldn't get approval in time, or rather, in a short enough period of time to justify waiting longer. I mean, seems like there's probably more to it.
Probably not wrong. There's definitely, it's definitely kind of.
Of course, I applied that maximum pressure public campaign there on the forums. My 2 forum posts, my 2 threads rather.
Did you sell Did you see Linabelle's post in the producer's letter thread?
The one about where she felt like she let us down because she didn't string us along far enough or something. Yeah,
it came out before April. It was a very Linnable thing to say.
Those wacky game designers.
Hey, you know, if they're having fun, you know, I'm all for it.
Sure.
Should probably put on some, what does that thing do? Not anything helpful, but oh well. Success. Excellent. I can rogie. I still can't roll well. I am like super proficient at rolling crappily on skill checks. Oh, Waldemac in the chat's suggesting Cavalier.
There's one I didn't think of. So now we're talking 2nd edition. So
isn't Cavalier kind of a riding class, or is that it? Am I
Well,
thinking
Yeah, it does its best with on
horses,
with a mount.
right? Yeah.
but everybody combined it with Paladin. So you were a Cavalier Paladin. That was the big multi-class that came out of 2nd edition.
Hey, we could have halfling cavaliers riding on dinosaurs.
Ooh.
Oh. There we go.
That sounds fun.
It does.
Well, I don't really see how mounts work in this game very well, personally.
No, and even in Lotro, you don't really fight from them.
I mean,
Or are they just modes of transportation to get between
Yep.
zones faster?
I mean, they look cool that way, yes, but that's all they do. Actually, the coolest thing regarding mounts in Lotro is if you're a dwarf, you look awesome riding the goat mount.
the goat.
Oh yeah, it looks spectacular. Just Google it; you'll see what I'm talking about.
I don't know. Can I? What size is the box on this? Is there a box on
Is an
this?
adventurers pack really worth that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I was looking for the trap box for XP
I
personally.
think it's on the inside.
Hey, piece of cake didn't even hit me.
No?
Oh, maybe it's just this lever.
Yeah, it's just a lever.
Oh. Hey, maybe the lever's on the
Nope.
inside.
Not just the lever.
There
Or maybe it is. Okay.
I got a flint knife. Thank you very much.
Ah, you're
You got a
welcome.
shimmering-
I got an ornate charm.
Oh, this is gonna go poorly for me. Can I intimidate these? Oh, that's not the intimidate button. No, I can't. All right. Oh boy, there's a Fury Reaper down here too. Man, you can intimidate a lot of stuff in here. Or maybe I got the skeletons.
Ow. Yeah.
All right, Fury Reaper's dead.
I might be a little tougher at 29, but still can't handle some of these dudes.
You know, I made a big deal about getting my Reaper point last quest, and I didn't spend it.
Nice.
So typical me. At least I have curse spots today, right, Archon?
I don't know. Do you?
I do. I have like 500 curse spots now.
All right. Well, there you go. Sounds like somebody's learned their lesson.
Like a month. Like every time we'd go into killing time, I'd get like half past the first set. I'm like, does anyone have curse pots I can have? You didn't get curse pots? No.
Kind of important to have if you're the tank.
Like the only person who needs them. You guys can try it if you want. I'm just gonna go start the dialogue because
Well,
it takes forever.
I'm good. I'm
I'm so bad with consumables. Like if I Me remembering to get them is a win, but remembering to use them is it's also a problem. I mean, curse pods and blind, you know, those kind of things. At least I'm fairly decent about using them, but.
There you are. This seems so familiar,
But like using haste pots and rage pots and all this other stuff, like I never think about using.
I feel that it somehow holds the key.
Anyone got Captain Marvel tickets for the weekend?
No, but I so want to go see it. But we're supposed to have a snowstorm on Friday. Just bumming me
No, is it your turn? Isn't everyone in DDOCaSplat had a? Everyone in DDOCaSplat's like had a snowstorm this year.
Mine, maybe it depends on if I stay Sunday for GaryCon.
This was his sword.
Anybody listening that's going to be at GaryCon,
Early in the morning during midsummer.
have a good time.
Yet the sun sword remains inert.
Don't you have to go to like Lake Geneva for that?
I used to drive to Lake Geneva every day.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do if you're like, you know, in West Central Wyoming.
Well, yeah. I lived in West Milwaukee at the time, so.
The sadness in his eyes turns to sudden joy. Tatiana, it is
And the
been
answer
so
is yes. You do.
Come, my love. Let us be together at last.
Sorry, but I'm gonna probably have to miss it.
Irina
Yeah.
It's actually turned into a pretty cool show.
Oh, we were to be married so long ago. Has this blessed pool called your spirit to me? As she reaches for something, she is pulled down.
I don't have silver weapons. That's no fun.
Into her lover's embrace.
I will probably post many pictures.
I guess this crossbow's already silver. Doi.
Check my Twitter account at EvilBeaker. That's where I was told to post pictures.
I'm playing the pool. Don't let me play in the pool. Aha! Hey, come here, ugly. Alright, fine.
Cries Strahd.
You helped her. Will make you suffer for that.
Strahd winces as he enters the pool. Part of this place's holy power must still linger.
Don't make the mistake of thinking you might win. The darkness belongs to me.
We should talk about D&D night before we finish and go out of here. Because this Sunday is my group. Circle. Watch the circle.
Ooh. I almost killed one of my players with an intellect devourer on Friday.
Nice. I have yet to kill a player. I am circle.
It was so close. The bard almost bit it.
I really need to kill somebody. I should try harder.
You mean
Now,
you just don't outright kill
Circles.
characters? I mean, come on.
I mean, I did actually pull a few punches, or like one punch, like the very first episode. But that's because I wasn't
you gotta
really
do that when they're first level sometimes.
I wasn't really ready to kill anyone yet.
I'll
Which
say this
after
much,
I kill
have not,
people will probably circle.
I have not fudged a single dice roll yet.
I think I fudged one. But again, that was the first adventure circle. It was the first adventure, and there was supposed to be like another person in the party. But there needs to be death. Although, you know, the first party I ran through this stuff didn't die yet either, so they died after the adventure that they're on right now. They were stupid. They went somewhere they weren't supposed to go. I tried to tell them that too. Don't finish out. We'll go kill the abbot here. Yeah, one of the I gave him this like kind of like world building red herring, like they weren't really supposed to follow it. And the rogue wizard like used. Oh,
Almost
hey, look,
forgotten.
the tank belt.
Hope.
That's Finn. No, that's not the tank. That is a tank belt. Why is this tank belt like completely different than the one I have?
Nice.
I didn't realize there were apparently
Nice.
there's 2 tank belts, and I'm just now learning this. It's a really nice one too.
Oh, the plate chart belt's awesome. Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't realize there were 2. What rock have I been hiding under? I've been using the rune sigil pelt. This one's way better. Hot diggity. What was I talking about? Oh, anyway, so we can take a detour if you have one. But so this guy's like reading the mind of this character that is like, okay, let's read the spell. Like we read the spell aloud so everyone knows what the spell does, because I have to read up the spell, and it's like doesn't work if they're like 5 levels higher than you, and I tell him it doesn't work. So he follows them. Like they're like, hey guys, let's go follow these guys. So they follow them. Like, really, guys? All right, well.
What happened to our shrine? In fact,
maybe the detour makes it go away. I don't know.
That's
The
really
thing's right over
strange.
here.
yeah, that's really odd. I've never seen that before, or never noticed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Me either.
Maybe we'll have to go back and see if we lost it when we went in the water or something.
So the bard in my game got his intelligence sucked down to 0,
Nice.
and they were 1 round away from the intellect devourer teleporting into his brain and pretty much killing him. Well, taking over his body.
Right.
actually.
Booms the abbot.
But I didn't realize how bad the intellect drain is. Unless you have a greater restoration or a wish, or potentially limited wish, that's it, man. Your intelligence is 0 forever. And it's like, oh wow, really?
Well, you don't get to control your.
You don't get it back like with a knight's, like 1 point back with a knight's rest or anything like that.
What do you need here?
It
Evil?
is. It is permanent.
Form that was once magnificent.
Yeah, you probably need evil, and it's an angel. So yeah,
Ooh.
That could be a problem.
yeah, silver and
Yeah, I'm not seeing any yellows.
Are you actually swinging a weapon?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm using
I was like, I was gonna give
time
you.
shard.
I was gonna give you so much crap if you're using Eldritch Blast. I'm not seeing yellow numbers. Like you're using Eldritch Blast, you cheater.
I'm not. I can't do anything to it.
Kill the bride then. That's what I'm doing.
I'm stunned at the moment.
Oops.
Yeah, all my numbers are yellow on her.
I can at least do damage with my rune arm. Not really supposed to be DPSing with this guy anyways. Oh, goodbye, where's she going?
Oh, stunned again.
Oopsie.
Yeah, on her I get yellow numbers.
I get
Some
yellow
sort
numbers
of
on both,
undead.
but at least I'm actually, isn't she a construct? Yeah, she's a golem.
oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
And I mean,
he made her. Actually, I bet you if I could move myself adamantine weapons, hey, look, large numbers! I'm so good at this game.
Jeez.
I should use it as a title.
Now I'd go with Fenless.
Nah. Mocking my own self by saying I'm so good at this game sounds better.
Or wish we were good at this game.
Hey, look who wants to come play. Only now she's blocking my shot.
We don't get anything extra for killing her, do we?
No.
No, but we get an extra chest for killing the angel dude, the
Yeah.
diva.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling that's not going to happen.
What, killing him?
Yeah.
Oh no, he's.
I will kill him.
He's dying.
Is he? Is he?
Oh yeah, he's.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh, I thought nobody could do any damage.
No,
to him.
Wispot's
well,
doing.
I haven't even tried yet.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I've been damaging him plenty.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
I've been shooting my rune arm at him too. I think the bride's been taking half the shots, but boy, that hireling is just not.
Yeah, she keeps killing my hireling big time.
I think she's just kind of like wandering around and attacking whoever she wants.
Yeah.
Hey, look, she's
there
dead.
we go.
Let's see. What can I
That's
do
a
here?
good title. Hey, look, she's dead.
There you go.
Yeah, now the only damage I'm doing to him is when I critical.
I don't even have improved critical on this guy, so. Haha. Good guy.
He cries as his mortal form vanishes from this world.
Warhammer. Hey, there you go. Knight of the Scepter. You're not going to keep that. You should give that to Beaker.
I can get one. I have enough total.
Well, that's actually pretty. They got a repeating heavy crossbow and the scepter. That's not bad. Well, hey, thanks for watching DDOCaSplat. You can watch us on Tuesdays, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. We'll be back next week. You can also watch past shows in our weekly DDO news and discussion podcast, DDOCast.com, or our YouTube DDOCast page. You can also watch DDOCast live on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/DDOCast. And same for DDOCaSplat. Don't forget to check out DDO.com for the official DDO stream calendar or DDO forums. Download and play DDO yourself. You can also check out twitch.tv/DDO stream to watch other people playing DDO. There's a bunch of folks that do it. And also D&D night on DDO stream, Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern. This Sunday will be DDOCaSplat, which is the group that I'm DDMing. With the damsels and Rent and Tay, all sorts of fun stuff. So lots of stuff you can check out. Also sponsored by Fantasy Grounds.
Tomorrow, when you're not playing DDO, get caught up on episodes of D&D Night.
Yeah, we've been getting them on YouTube, like getting everything organized on YouTube and Twitch and everything, so that past shows are all available and people can kind of catch up. We were doing a really bad job of organizing, by which I really mean we weren't organizing them at all. And now we've made an effort to get into that. So you can check out all that stuff on DDO Unlimited's YouTube page. There's a playlist that you can check out all of the fun stuff we're doing there. So thanks for watching.